My question for you is, you played Dean on Gilmore Girls, right?
Yes, I did.
And now you play Sam?
Rory.
And that really messes me up. So did it mess you up when you switched names?
It did. You know what? For a while, when you first start a TV show, they don't really know your name, so they'll call you by your character name. And so they'd put marks down for blocking, and they'd be like, all right, so Dean walks in, and Jensen and I would kind of bump into each other. And like, what are you doing? And unfortunately, I always lost. I was like, oh, yeah. It did mess me up for a while, but now I don't even think about it. It's so weird. Dean Forrester is dead.
Oh, well, thanks.
Thanks. Don't mention it. Thank you.
Hi, first off, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
You know what?
That's a great shirt.
Had you read your shirt, I take back your happy birthday. It says I love Dean. Unless you're talking about Gilmore Girls.
The real Dean. I need like a gangster symbol for original Dean. How would you do it?
No, you
don't.
The child Dean. The man Dean.
Go ahead and pick your own roll.
I saw you in the third row. I saw you earlier, so I'm gonna go with you again. Yes.
So, wait, let me take my picture first.
Okay, so I came to watching Supernatural because I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan, and you have been my celebrity crush since I was 16 years old watching Gilmore Girls, and like Dean and your character, you know, playing Dean was like the
She's looking at me.
first point. So, one of the things that like is big with Dean, or one of the great things he did as a boyfriend was he made Rory a car. Or like built her a car. So what is, without getting
With Ed Herman, rest in peace.
Oh God, I cried when I saw that on Twitter, like as if he was my own grandfather. But anyway, without getting too personal into your personal lives, what is the most creative thing that you've ever made for your wives, Neil and Jen?
A couple babies. I've wanted to do that ever since the Bryan Cranston video from Nerd HQ. I don't know if you've seen that. Look up Bryan Cranston Nerd HQ. It's pretty good for those who haven't seen it. But yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, because you really did a whole lot in making the movie.
Who have you
A
been
lot more than she did for 9 months. You should take all the credit for that. I'll make sure she knows. Backfire.
I'm a bit of I don't want to say I'm a pack rat. Like
He's a pack rat.
I'm a pack rat. I'm not a pack rat, but I keep stuff.
Borders on hoarding.
I swim through stuff. No, I still had some. When Jen and I got engaged and we had been dating for a year, I still had like cool tickets from vacations we had been on or concerts we had seen, and I made a little scrapbook.
The two scrapbookers in the group were clapping. He has a room.
Dude,
Not allowed in it. I don't know. I designed her engagement ring.
Is it a bad sign? Just asterisk, it may be a bad sign that both creative things we did were before they said yes.
Well, once she said yes, what's the point? I'm kidding. Not really.
He's eating us. You want to give it a shot? Well, that's fun.
What?
You get
Scrapbooking? rather die. Let's go right here. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jess.
Jared.
I had no idea.
Jensen. Not Dean, apparently.
I'm sorry, but my question's for Jensen.
Oh,
I love you, though.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take that on.
Hi, yes.
I actually read that before you got Supernatural,
Don't let me interrupt you.
Yes, continue. I deal with this daily.
Okay, I'll try. Before you got Supernatural, you were actually going to be a regular on Smallville, and I was just wondering if you heard that or if you knew how you'd continue Jason's story, seeing as, you know, he kind of blew up.
Does anybody on the side not want to talk about Small? Just teasing. We love Small.
Yes, I was signed on for 2 years on Smallville. I only did 1 because about halfway through, David Nutter, who directed our pilot, was like, "This is the guy, and there's a guy on Gilmore Girls that is the guy."
Who is that guy? Talk about him. He sounds cute.
His name's Milo Ventimiglia. Unfortunately, they couldn't get him, so they got some other guy. But anyway, so they quickly kind of changed the storyline around so that that Jason Teague would die at the end of the thing. But I don't know where they would have taken him. I don't know. That was never discussed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And then Milo went on. And then Milo went on to star in Heroes, as you know. Right. Great actor. Really sad we couldn't have got him because I would have been the tall one.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I was wondering if your characters from Dark Angel and Gilmore Girls, like how would they react if they were in the Supernatural?
I wasn't on Dark Angel.
I know, but like Jensen and you, like your characters in those shows.
I'll go first.
It's a common misconception. That was actually Jessica Alba, not similar hair. I know. She's a little smaller. Actually, she's a lot smaller. He's 9 feet tall, so.
On that note, I think if my character from Gilmore Girls was on Supernatural, he'd look at Jensen and go, "You're kind of short for a dean."
Shut up. Old Shorty over here, guys. That's me. I think that Alec would probably adapt pretty well to the supernatural world, seeing as how he was living in a post-apocalyptic world, and he was a genetically modified human being.
Did he know that the Winchesters started the apocalypse?
I don't think he cared. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you.
Hey there.
So, first of all, Jared, I need to tell you, my sister and I are like long-time fans of Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, you hear that? You hear that?
We have like a continuous
What a great
loop
last
at our
question
house.
for the Supernatural panel. Let's talk about Gilmore Girls.
The original
In
dean.
fact, Mark, I know exactly the scene your dad is in. It's when Luke is trying to get the Twickham house from Kirk.
It's my dad. That's awesome.
So my question is, compared to something like that, Supernatural is a much more masculine show. Do you find that you guys have been like typecast as manly men now? Does that affect the kinds of roles?
Well, that's a great question. I think you know what I personally find is that though it is more masculine and that the leads are guys instead of girls, essentially. It's still about the vulnerability that's common to both sexes. You know what I mean? Like it's not about being girly or manly. It's more about just these human beings more than they're guys or they're girls who are going through life. And I think I've cried a lot more on Supernatural than I ever did on Gilmore Girls. And I think that Jensen can say the same. Though he did a lot of crying on Days of Our Lives.
And that was off camera.
That was off camera. But that's one of the great things about Supernatural, about the show, to kind of bring it back, is that under this guise of two guys going out and being badass and an angel and yada yada.
Yada yada?
I was hoping you caught on to that. No, but there's still a lot of vulnerability. There's still a lot of emotion, which is nice to have you guys allow us to do.
Hey Jared. So I don't know how many are here today, but I'm a huge Gilmore Girls fan.
Nice to follow you. Very lowly. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you could maybe tell us a story from the set, from the new episode or the new movies we can expect.
Okay. I would say probably a lot more than I'm supposed to. About a year ago, in June of 2015, the Austin Television Festival did a 15-year reunion of Gilmore Girls, which makes me feel really old. And when I saw everybody and Amy, she was like, listen, we're trying to do sort of a reunion show or movie or another season. I'll call you if we make it happen. It wasn't happening yet. And then it happened, but I was doing Supernatural, and so she basically said, listen, we're gonna write you a really cool scene, and if you get a day off, let us know, and we will just put your scene on the schedule for that day. She was like, listen, it's a set that we already run and own. It's an actress that already is working every day, so let us know. And so Dean has a cool scene in the market he used to work in.
Yes!
And it's a really nice scene that gave me closure. When I stopped doing Gilmore Girls, it was abrupt. And that happens a lot. Like Jeffrey Dean Morgan was on our show, and then all of a sudden he was on another show. I was on Gilmore Girls, all of a sudden I was on another show. And you get a lot. You get actors or actresses who come on your show, and they get something else, and it kind of is abrupt. And so for me, I never had closure. Like one day I was an actor on Gilmore Girls, the next day I had a TV show, and would never again be on Gilmore Girls. And so for me, as a person, it was weird, because I was like, what about Dean? The real Dean. The original Dean, OG Dean. So it was fun to go and wrap it up in a really cool way.
Kind of felt like, okay, Dean is gone now, I guess.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Good.
And as for my question, I know, Jared, that you were just filming the Gilmore Girls revival, which is where I first watched it. But, like, his character's name is Dean, so do you think maybe that you, was there ever maybe an idea where, like, Jensen comes on the show and then, like, plays a small role as a character called Sam? Because that
Jensen's actually the bag boy at Ducey's Market. His name is Sam.
Did you say the bad boy or the bag boy?
the bag boy.
Yeah, totally. Like the collar pop, and I'm like, hey, I'm Sam.
I'll be bagging your groceries.
I'll be bagging your groceries.
I had somebody come up to me today, and they were a fully formed, functioning human being. And they said to me, and I quote, I've been watching you since I was 5 on Gilmore Girls. And I was like, oh, you have gray hair now.
They're 37 now.
It's been a fun run. It'll be a fun show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I love you guys so much.
Thanks.
Fun.
Best birthday ever.
Yes.
Okay, so I am sitting here and I am doing some actor study, which involves me watching Gilmore Girls because I'm going to go film it on Friday. And it just occurred to me that I owe a thank you to whoever had the bad enough taste to cast me and then keep bringing me back because I was pretty bad. I'm not saying I'm great now, but I was pretty, it was pretty interesting. I just watched the pilot and I was like, who's that? Oh, sorry. I had to reach out and apologize to whoever had to watch me in the first couple episodes and seasons of Gilmore Girls. I promise to redeem myself this week. All right. Love y'all.